This is our very first podcast.
Yeah, we filmed over 200 videos on our main channel, on Flora and Note channel, and somehow sitting here right now, I don't know how to start. It's like I'm new at this.
Anyway, welcome to our very first podcast, On the Road with Flora and Note.
Our initial idea for why we wanted to start this second channel is because there's a lot of stories, there's a lot of mindsets that kind of we go through as we're traveling, and also just emotions that we wanted to convey to our audience, to ourselves, talk about different topics while we're traveling on the road. And we had some great conversations just by ourselves in the recent months that we thought it would be really neat to find a community who can share this or who can give us input about, some of the things we talk about. We want to see if there are other friends in the community that feel the same way or have different perspectives to share with us.
Mm-hmm. How does it feel for you to be back in Hong Kong? You were born here, grew up here. No, you didn't grow up here. You only stayed here till 3, right?
I was 3 when I moved to Canada. I moved to Vancouver. But I did come back here when I was 18 to work for 2 years in Cathay Pacific as a flight attendant. And I got to, for the first time, live in Hong Kong and work in Hong Kong. And I think I like Hong Kong as a tourist, but working here is quite stressful. It's really fast-paced.
So you can't see yourself living here again?
No, we come here to visit family. We honestly don't do much when we're in Hong Kong. We just visit family and eat some of our favorite foods, but that's about it. So coming back to Hong Kong this time feels the same. I feel like we almost just try to find gaps where we can not be with the crowds. And I know you've never really enjoyed Hong Kong that much.
Yeah, for me, 3 days in Hong Kong is enough. I'm not a city boy.
You don't even like Bangkok?
Yeah, I'm not a big city boy. I like to be in the mountains. I like to go camping. I like to go fishing.
But let's get back to, I guess, why we wanted to start this first episode was because we wanted to start from the beginning why we decided to quit our jobs in Canada and sell everything and move to Thailand and eventually just start to travel the world.
It has been, 7 years now?
7 years.
This is coming up to 8, right? What do you enjoy the most living this lifestyle?
I enjoy being our own boss. I think I was never very good at being an employee, because when I think something needs to be changed and they tell me, oh, this is how it is, I get really frustrated. And I think in a sense, I feel like why am I here then if I cannot contribute to change?
I noticed that because you switch jobs quite often.
Before, yeah. But it's also I'm someone who's if I don't like to do something, I stop doing it. And I'll be I go find something that I like to do. Because there's one sentence that I read before that for me pushed me to the right direction. It is what you're doing today getting you closer to where you want to be? So then sometimes when I'm not happy about something, I think about it because I feel okay, if I'm off course too much, then I need to reset. So now being our own boss, we get to do that. Whenever we don't like something, we change it. We try something new. This is new. It may not work, but it's okay. We tried it, we learned something from it, and we grow as a person. How about you? What do you like about our lifestyle, I guess, now, or this job?
I think the main part of it is just traveling. I have been traveling since I was little, and I think traveling is what brought us together. I traveled to Australia to study. You traveled to Australia to study. We met in Australia, and we get to travel to places together, even before we started the YouTube channel.
And we never would have met if we didn't travel.
When we were working in corporate world, I was working 8 to 5.
Yeah.
And she was working in the kitchen, but you did night shift.
Yeah, I did culinary school at the time, so I would go to school from like 9 to 1 or 3, and then I worked from 5 to 10. So when I come home, you would be in bed.
Yeah, we rarely see each other, and doing this now, we get to spend so much time together, like so much time together.
It's great.
It's good. I'm loving it. You went away yesterday to hang out with your sister for what, 8 hours? And
I was
felt
only
like
gone for 4 hours. 4 hours.
and I felt like something is missing. I didn't have the motivation to go out and explore by myself. It just, yeah, it was just boring. Life without
Yeah, I think.
you was boring.
Oh.
No, I'm for real. Like,
I think this opens up like a whole other conversation about. This may be like another video, but as in when you work 24 hours and you live 24 hours with your partner, like the goods and the bads about it. Yeah, because sometimes at this age, I feel like, and we've been married for, was it 11 years?
yeah,
And we are in our mid 30s. And I feel that, you know, I kind of want to have alone time, solo travel, and that kind of stuff. So, but I feel like you enjoy having us together most of the time. You enjoy doing everything with me there. So yeah, that's kind of another topic for another day. If you guys are also interested in diving deeper into that,
like relationship topic.
stuff. Yeah.
You remember one time, I think it was like 4 months, you left Calgary to work at this Michelin star in Hong Kong. Michelin star restaurant in Hong Kong, and you left me there by myself. I didn't have any motivation to do anything. I never eat KFC, and I went to eat KFC.
Like multiple times
Yeah,
a week, I
multiple
remember.
times a week.
And you killed all my plants.
Yeah.
I had a nice herb garden growing. And then when I came back after 4 months, everything was dead. Everything.
That was hard. That was hard for me. Recently, you had an idea of us traveling by ourselves, like solo travel. I go to one country, you go to one country,
Yeah.
just to
You feel
Just to
like
try it out?
it's because you never told me how you were like, okay, but you never shared how you feel.
Well, now that I actually know how I feel, I don't think I like the idea. Because when you asked me back then, I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. Never done that before, and I like to do things that we haven't tried before.
Yeah.
But thinking
you-
about it now, it's like, it might not be as fun as it sounds. You might be having a better time than I do.
Yeah, I think our personalities are different for sure. I enjoy a lot of alone time. I enjoy like just being quiet, no pressure to do anything. I can stay at home all day kind of thing. So for me, 4 months away, focusing on something I'm passionate about was actually like a great memory for me. Like I know that you were there and you were worried about me and you missed me, but at the same time, because you weren't there, I was able to 100% focus on trying something. And that probably is my own personality, as in if someone is there, I feel the need to take care of them or think about what they're doing or what they want to do, and I may not do exactly what I want to do. So when you're physically not there, then I can fully do what I want to do. Yeah. But I just need like little breaks in between. Like 99% of the time, I'm happy to be doing everything with you.
Okay, so what's the hardest part then? Of
Hardest
this
part
lifestyle?
about our lifestyle, I think, is not having a routine where I feel that I can be healthy and keep my energy up and just it's nice to have routine to feel good. But when we're traveling, a lot of times we're getting to know new places, new beds that we're sleeping at hotels. It's just the environment is constantly changing, so your body is kind of in like a survival mode. Like, I'll eat whatever I need for this meal, so I'm not hungry. I'll sleep wherever I need to sleep, so I get rest. But you're not fully relaxed and recharged. And like right now, like I'm breaking out. I'm just out of. We've been in a really, really dry location for 3 months. My skin is just so dehydrated.
And the altitude.
And the
changing in
altitude,
altitude too.
and my body feels tired. Like I literally can sleep for 16 hours a day right now. And I feel like we haven't worked out. Like I feel kind of like, flabby, you know? Like those kind of things.
Yeah. And a lot of it we can't control because we don't have a home. We cannot control what we eat. We cannot control even something small like the size of the pillow, the height of the pillow.
Yeah, we have neck pain right now.
Yeah, we constantly change that every 3 days. And right now we both have back pains and neck pain.
Yeah.
So
because we've been on the road for 3 months now, but this trip we've planned for 5 months, I think. So we're living out of 20 kilo suitcase each for the next 5 months, kind of going to places with different weather as well.
Yeah.
But it's just nice to have a base. We used to have a base, but it also made us travel less. So we're still trying to find a balance.
Because once you have a base, you get lazy. And when we stop filming for 2 months or 3 months,
it's hard.
It's hard. It's so hard to get back into the rhythm of filming again.
Yeah, I feel like some people may think like you're complaining about traveling. Like
We're not. We're just sharing our struggles during our travels. But majority of the time, we are very happy. We are very happy at what we're doing and where we're going. This is the dream lifestyle that we never thought we would be doing. So we're very lucky.
I actually think that when I see a lot of people who are younger than us, like the younger generation, just quitting their jobs, full-time jumping into content creation, is actually like that takes so much courage to do, to rely on that money alone for your living. Like that's kind of crazy because we're millennials, right? So for us, we need some safety in our finances. So we didn't jump straight into full-time content creation. You were still working as a graphic designer when we started YouTube. And I think that really helped us to not, like, how would you say it? Like, not focus too much on the content is like hustling for money. We actually were able to create content that we really enjoyed, and we would watch ourselves and form a community that really stuck with us as we grew because they like our style, they like us, they like the places that we go to.
Yeah, turning YouTube into a job has never been our initial goal. It was just documenting our lives, creating memories together. And also it helps pushes us to do things that we usually don't get to do.
That's a huge part, I think, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there's so many things where I'm like, oh, do we need to do that? And then I was like, oh, but I think it would be really fun, like, and maybe we can show our friends and family, how fun it is, and maybe they'll want to come visit and do cool stuff like that. So that was one of the motivations. It did take us a solid, 2.5 years? 3 years to feel like YouTube is a solid enough income from the ad revenue that it was at least one person's full-time income, that amount that we're like, you know what, let's give it a shot and do it full-time because it would enable us to travel to more places if you didn't work your old job.
Do you remember when we first decided to move to Thailand?
Oh,
Do,
it was.
do you remember?
Yeah.
And then
now,
you told me to like, let's try it out for 6 months and let's sell everything that we own. Sold our 2 cars.
Yeah. No, we didn't sell the cars. That was the only thing we kept.
Oh, we sold it later
Yeah.
on.
We sold everything. Like literally the night that we talked about, I said, "Do you think we should move to Thailand and test it out, maybe for a short amount of time?" And then you thought about it, but within a minute you were like, "Yeah." I think we were at the point where we were just burnt out that we needed change.
And we
But
said that we saved enough money. It wasn't a lot. It was like
It's
7,000
so-
Canadian dollars.
It was so crazy now to think of it.
How much would that
we-
be now in
We
US?
thought we could live on 7,000 for what, 6 months to a year?
That would have lasted us 3 months in Thailand, in Chiang Mai.
Yeah, I don't know. We were crazy. We were desperate to do something, I think.
And we got so lucky that I was able to work online. Otherwise, we would be back home, back in Canada, and back to 9 to 5 jobs real quick.
Yeah, we were ready to do that at one point.
Yeah.
But I remember when you were like, okay, let's do it. And we both were crazy at the time. Within, was it 5 months? We sold everything online down to like my old handbags, like everything. And sold our tires, our shoes, like weird things we had laying around. And then we finally did a huge garage sale where we just got rid of everything. I think from there we made a couple $1,000s to add to our savings.
And we spent it right away though. We bought a motorbike in
We
Chiang Mai.
bought a motorbike in Thailand, but we did have it for 6 years. It was worth it. I'm glad we're both crazy sometimes. Doesn't really, yeah, let's just do it. Who cares?
During that time, we tried a lot of things to bring more money. Flora used to sell macrame. We would go
Like
to
pot hangers and
yeah.
art and stuff.
go to the local farmers market and sell macrame. We made kombucha.
Yeah, we made kombucha and sold it in 11 stores in Chiang Mai. But because we're not like certified, so we can't get into like the big shops. We got into the small kind of organic cafes and yoga shops. But that brought in maybe like, how much money you think that brought in? Maybe like
$500?
Maybe.
It wasn't much.
Yeah, it wasn't much, but it was fun. It was
Yeah.
kind of our start to doing something ourselves. And
We used to have this red cooler and we strap it on the back of a motorbike.
deliver kombucha to the stores. I think that was so cute. But yeah, we've always wanted to try things and do things. And I think maybe that sort of mindset and that energy was what kind of pushed us to be like, oh, let's just give YouTube a try. Let's just give podcasts a try.
Yeah.
You just never know if you don't try.
Yeah. What did your parents react when you said we're gonna start a YouTube channel?
I honestly don't remember them giving any negative comments. So they were generally pretty positive, especially my mom and your dad. They are very like supportive of all the content we put out.
But they didn't know what that was.
Yeah, but I think they weren't like scared for us because we never said this is our income. We weren't like quitting our jobs to do YouTube. We quit our jobs for another reason before, but we were already in Thailand and settled. So I think they just thought it was a hobby. It's not like a financial burden to us. So yeah, I would say they were more supportive than not supportive.
Yeah. I think my mom, like my family is very supportive, but my mom never thought that it's the serious thing. Never thought that it's something that we could live on. And she always like asked, how many subscribers do you have now? And I said 200, and she was like, what, only 200?
Yeah, like why are you doing it? Who's watching? I think my dad also wasn't really too into it. Like he wasn't curious about it until maybe we started getting sponsorships, because for him maybe us having sponsors meant something, meant that like what we say matters, or what our channel.
Your dad likes business.
He likes the financial
He
side.
likes the business side of things.
Yeah, he
so
likes
when he
to
knows
know,
about sponsorship, he's very curious.
Yeah, he likes to know like how we make the money, where the money comes from, and how do sponsorships work. And in a way, I think like I don't mind, because I'm happy if my dad is taking an interest into what we're doing, because I think before YouTube, he probably knew me less.
Right.
Because I spent more time with my mom and my sister growing up. So dad was working and he flies back and forth, like Hong Kong and Canada. So I didn't spend as much time with him. So I think for him to watch us on YouTube and to see our interaction, to see my personality come through in our videos, I think he got to know me a lot better through YouTube as well. So it like, helps.
He used to comment like, your English is really good.
Yeah, because at home I would speak Cantonese. And I haven't lived together with him for that many years. So for him to see that, I talk to other people, I'm fluent in the language, the way that we joke about things. Yeah, I think YouTube brought us so much more things in terms of personal development, but family relations and connections and community. And that's why, it's things that I didn't think that would come with YouTube in the beginning.
That's another big plus, is the community we form from YouTube. We meet so many people, either our subscribers or fellow creators, that we wouldn't have a chance to meet these like-minded, like-minded people without YouTube. And we're good friends with all of them now.
Most of them.
Most of them.
There are a couple people that we've like met up with where we're like, doesn't vibe, but it's okay. It's okay. Like, you're not going to be friends with everyone. But there are some of our best friends that came out of it, and that's really pretty cool.
Because prior to YouTube, we always hang out with the same group of friends. And yes, it's fun to catch up. It's fun to reminiscing the past together and laugh about it. But then in terms of personal development, you don't really gain new knowledge from that, like a childhood friends.
It's different. Everyone's going through different things. Like, a lot of our friends have families. They're buying houses, and their interest is now those topics.
Shifted, right?
So for us, our lifestyle is so different that sometimes we lose that connection. We lose those topics of interest. But we now have friends that we found that have that kind of interest. So we kind of have people and friends in different areas of our lives, which is good, because it was a bit lonely at one point when we were starting the journey by ourselves. We don't know who to ask. We don't know how to improve. We had a lot of fights about making content, and to know that it happens to everyone was reassuring to us, talking to other couple channels and other creators and be like, it's normal to fight about things that...
With our main channel, Flora and Note, we used to say we're gonna make 10 videos. And if we still fight about it, and if we still can't figure out how to work together, we'll stop at 10, because we don't want to just stop at 2.
Yeah.
Because it would seem like we're failures.
But we also said, if we fight so much that we cannot move forward with our content in like a calm way, we said we would shut it down.
We prioritize relationship
Our
first.
relationship over our YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are setting the same
Yeah.
goal with this podcast.
If we start having like really deep conversations and realizing like we're fighting a lot, then we're gonna shut this.
Hey, but if we fight, instead of, fighting each other, we can keep that topic that we fight about and share it with you guys, and then we can get their opinion, like who's right and who's wrong.
Maybe we'll
That's
be more
another
civil.
idea.
We'll be more civil about it. Maybe someone will actually take my side, so it's good. So we're not exactly sure how, the conversations go. Like we're not planning everything to a detail. We have a rough idea of like, okay, we want to start talking about this, but we just will let the conversation flow. And I think, yeah, this is kind of the style of our On the Road with Flora and Note podcast.
And if you have any questions or any topics that you want to talk about or share with us, just let us know in the comment section.
It could be the next video topic, you know, like something that we also don't know how to articulate sometimes. So it's we are looking forward to see what you guys want to ask.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the road.
Bye.
Bye-bye.